Okay, so hey George, I'm going to record this video and kind of walk you through how to segment devices within a customer using custom properties. So first things first, hopefully you can see my screen here. I just want to make sure before we begin. Yep, you should. Okay, so here we have two servers, and at the bottom I think there's 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, so I've got 7 here, 2 here. I'm going to pretend these are like my lab servers and these are like my production servers. Okay, so first things first, we need to create custom properties because custom properties will allow us to segment these servers from these servers. And we'll get into filters and rules in a moment, but let me just build the custom properties first. So first things first, we're going to go into administration. Then we're going to go into custom properties. Now, I've already pre-built some of this, but I want to show you, okay? So this is my X customer, or my lab is called Trade Research, but X customer server reboots. Now, what I'm going to do is come in, and what I've done is I've built some defaults, okay? Or I built some custom properties within a dropdown. So you can see this is custom property by device, okay? And it's using a dropdown. I've called it X customer server reboots, which now give me the flexibility to tag these devices the way I need to. By default, I've chosen a custom property of no reboot, just in case you never want to reboot a device and maybe you want to just trigger everything manually, then you're going to set everything to no reboot effectively. Then what you're going to do is now I've created a second one called all my servers. So maybe you're going to actually once a month or once in a blue want to reboot everything. Now in your use case, you may not want to. It will always be, I'm going to do production from the lab or whatever the differentiator is for your use case, but I've created everything. Then I've got just the lab servers, and then I've got without the lab servers, which is effectively production. I should have just called this production. Now, I've got all of that and I've assigned it to a device class all servers because now all of these properties will be exposed to my servers. So I've saved that. Then I'm going to go into the all device view and I'm going to select my lab first. So I'm going to come over here, server, these are my lab. So now I'm going to go to custom properties. I'm going to find X. So here's my X customer server reboots. I'm going to select. And of course, this is my lab, right? So just the lab devices. Click OK. Now I'm got to segment my other ones. So I'm going to uncheck these and I'm going to check these 7. I believe it's 7 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now I'm going to tag them, custom properties, bottom. And then we're going to call this, again, without the lab devices, but this is effectively what I called production. Okay, click OK. Now these two probably work perfect for you, but maybe, again, there's a use case where you need all servers. Okay, so I'm going to reselect these and tag them again with everything, okay, which is all servers. So I've got those 3. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is come in and create a filter. So I'm going to come in, and I've already pre-created these as well. So I'm going to come into the very bottom, and come into the 3 filters I've built for all servers. Now let's just go through that really quickly. You go to drop down to device. Again, we have the criteria as custom device property. Then we have, again, your X customer server reboots is now equal to all servers. Okay, fair enough. Then I have another one, okay, for without the lab devices and all servers. So I've got all servers, just the lab devices, and without the lab devices, which of course is what I've called production. So there I have these 3. Now all I need to do is figure out a rule that I can assign to each one of these, right? Now, what I'll do here is I'll come into monitoring and then rules. I'll click add. And then what I'm going to do is go down to my filters, which at the bottom here is, let's just say we're going to do just the lab devices first, just those 2, okay? Then I'll do my maintenance window. I'll just make up a fictitious reboot window for you. So I'll go, something like 1 a.m., right? It always has to be off hours, and you're going to do that maybe on the 3rd Thursday of the month or what have you at 3 a.m., okay? So I'll save that, and we'll call this X customer server reboot. Oh, let's type this right. Reboot lab devices at 3 a.m., something like that. Okay, so I've got my filter. Here's my customer called X customer, which is my tray customer. And I can now click save. So it has now effectively got a turnkey reboot maintenance window for just those 2 lab devices. Now I can do the same thing. X customer, and then we'll go server reboots. And again, this one I'll call production just to kind of keep it on track. And then we're going to come down to, where are you here? Without the lab devices. Again, I probably should have named it production customer. And then I'll do my maintenance windows. Well, maybe this one I'll do at another time, right? Instead of a Saturday at 3, I'll do something like patch. And then I'll go down and use this for, I'll do Sunday. Sundays at delete at, we'll go 0100, something like that. Okay, so they're staggered. Add, done. Save. Now I have that. Now I can do, I can build a rule where I can actually pre-build functionality for all servers. Now you may not want to do this. You're always going to have the staggered schedules in your use case probably, but I just want to show you really quickly that you can also do all servers. And maybe that's going to be a scheduled reboot at, here, I'm just going to do this. Patch management, add reboot, and then I'm going to do something like Wednesday at delete. Let's go 05. Add that in. So Wednesday, 5. There's my maintenance windows. You can configure this the way you want, of course. And then we'll call this X customer server reboots all servers. Now, if I come into the device to target, right, let's get rid of that. This targets everything. Now, I may not want to add in anything here. I might want to just put in a filter, pre-created filter for the no reboot. Now, I didn't create that one, but if you wanted to, it's a placeholder. Effectively, it doesn't do anything. It's just a rule that's ready to go. It's not targeting anything. It's no servers, effectively. But then you can also flip it later on to whichever filter you want, right? Dynamically, right? So you can make this really flexible, just going into your rules and then manually flipping it to the filter you want, which then will trigger the reboot at that specific time that you've done the maintenance window on. Okay. So again, using custom properties is really simple and easy to use, and it's an effective way to segment and grab those devices the way you need to and invoke management like patch, reboots or scheduled reboots even. So lots of flexibility and power there. Anyways, George, if you have any questions, of course, you can hit me up, of course, either on Facebook, or you can reach out to me at letter J, MURPHY at n-able.com. Have a great weekend. Take care.